can move it up. Hey everybody, this is Lee, and I'm James. Stay tuned.
Someone is literally standing on my ceiling on the other side, banging stuff. Also, I got a new box. I picked this up at the thrift store. It's a little rusty, but very cute. Blue inside, really easy to open. So cute, so cute. I'm gonna try and organize this, clean it out. I can't stop organizing stuff. Is that all I do on my channel? Just organize stuff? Feels like it. But I don't know if you remember, I got these hay crates here, and I just don't like how open they feel, so I've been searching around for some closed storage that I can put on these shelves to get rid of these as this purpose and use them for something else. So I'm gonna try and clean this box out and put this stuff in it. It's gonna be good. I really like this box. I love finding like old tackle boxes and stuff. And it's a real plus when they're not like really rusty, because they're all usually so rusty and like hard to open and squeaky. This one, not very squeaky, and only like a little bit stinky. All right. Very well. Let's take a break to thank our sponsor, Pila. Thank you, Pila, for sponsoring this video. I love my Pila phone cases. They're so comfortable to hold, and they are 100% compostable. You can compost your Pila products at home or in an industrial compost system. If you want to get your own Pila product, you can use the code LEE to get 40% off your purchase if you are within the first 50 subscribers to use it. After that, it will be a 25% discount. Thank you again, Pila, for sponsoring this video. I got some new prints made. I haven't talked about this a lot. I think I may have mentioned it very, very briefly, that I was working on new prints. I've been working on them for a few months now. I went to a local place here in Cincinnati that can scan your work for you. They like photograph it professionally and then make fine art prints. So like that's what they do. They make fine art prints, and let me get this clicking to stop. They make fine art prints and they like frame artwork, like that's what they do. So I went there. I didn't have a very solid experience. I mostly worked with a front desk person and just not super pleasant, not very helpful. The whole experience was just super unpleasant, like really unpleasant. Like every time I left, I wanted to cry. So James went to pick up the finals after a very long time of trying to figure them out. We got 50 prints of each design, and they turned out lovely. Like they look so good, but when James picked them up, they have like little black marks on the corner. I guess their process for printing fine art prints that large is like they need the marks for cutting them, which is fine. We just didn't know about it. And no one had told us that there were going to be black marks on the corner. And also, I've bought art prints that are kind of similar to these, and none of them have any sort of marking on the corners. So he went in already frustrated. The front desk person called down one of the owners of the company, and he talked to her for like 30 minutes and said that she was wonderful and super helpful. Next time, if we decide to work with them again, they'll give us a discount, and she said we could work directly with her, which I think will be pleasant. I didn't talk to her because I refused to go. I'm really happy with the prints. The colors turned out beautiful. I picked a bamboo paper stock, so it is more renewable than, or sustainable, not renewable, maybe both, renewable and sustainable, than typical paper stock. But I'm really excited for these. We just need to figure out how we are going to ship them, also how much they're going to cost. I'm gonna try and get long cardboard boxes instead of shipping tubes, because sometimes recycling places won't take really thick, big shipping tubes. So I'm gonna try and find a long box I can roll them up in, because they're too big to mail flat without risk of them bending. So I'm gonna look for that. I also think I might need to put them in some sort of plastic sleeve. I typically will use paper or glassine for my smaller prints, but these prints are much nicer than my old prints, and I feel like they need adequate protection. So I might need to find some plastic sleeves, which I don't really want to do. I don't want to include any plastic in my packaging. Oh, okay. The other option is I can get like a roll of glassine paper and I can wrap them all individually, but that would just be very, very time consuming to do for all of them. So I just need to figure out the whole shipping thing, and then I can put them in my shop. I don't really have a lot of other products to add to it. I had ordered some keychains, but those haven't shown up, and I need to follow up with that company. I do have some stickers I can add, and yeah, it's not going to be a monumental shop update, but the big prints in general are very exciting because there's something that people have really requested me to make, and I've never had them before. So I think they're gonna sell out really quick. I don't have a huge stock of each design. They were really expensive to make, so I'll probably do this run and I'll probably make a reprint of them. So yeah, that's the update. They're beautiful. I'm very happy with them, and I'm very excited to be offering them in my shop. It's something I've always wanted to make, but it was always super daunting. And it was a little unfortunate that the experience was so bad, because I was like, I don't know if I'm ever gonna do this again. But I guess James made amends with the company, so we'll see. Here I'm working on designing the September Patreon sticker reward. I'm using the gel pen brush that comes with Procreate, which I've never ever used, but the initial sketch I did for this, I did in pen in my sketchbook, and I found that the gel pen gave me the closest feeling to how I drew it traditionally. So it was fun. I would recommend this brush. I think it's kind of fun. It does work a little weird, but it is fun. And while we're talking about Patreon, I added a new tier this month. I added a new tier to my Patreon. It's $3 a month. And I haven't added a tier in so long, and I'm really excited to have a little bit of change. But I added a podcast reward. I'm offering a monthly podcast to my $3 and up tier members, patrons, if you will. So if you are already a patron and you're in the $5, $10, or $15 tier, I am posting a monthly podcast. I have 3 podcasts up so far, and honestly, I think they're really good. I'm being honest when I say I actually think that they're good. If you've ever put my videos on in the background, or like the general calm vibe of the content I make, you will definitely like the podcast. I personally love podcast rewards on Patreon, so if that's your jam, I am offering that monthly, and I'm having a lot of fun making them. A lot of fun. More fun than I ever thought that I would. But yeah, check it out if you want. And also, if you're a Little Puppy patron already, you should tune in. It is absolute fire. Do not miss it.
carb this weekend. What are you doing?
Just filming.
Anything?
Just life.
Stop. What do you mean? What are you doing?
Wearing my new shirt.
Wearing?
I'm about to start working on a couple pieces that I absolutely love. Some of my favorite pieces I've done recently. I picked up some wood panels at the art supply store. I'm not typically someone who works on wood panel. I've done it only a couple times. I don't know what came over me where I was like, I should get these. But I did. And then another art supply run, I picked up some new colors of oil pastels, and I came back to my studio and I was like, what if? What if I used both same time? I had the freaking time of my life. And I'm really glad I filmed it too, because when I started this piece, I was like, I'm in the zone. I don't want to film this. And then I was like, on second thought, I'm going to be really happy I filmed this if I decide to film this. And I am. So cheers to past me for doing this. For future me, I appreciate you, and I'm glad I get to watch the process. I took some questions on Instagram to fill this voiceover time. I love to answer a couple questions to get my brain rolling. My first question is from Radia. She said, what are you going to be for Halloween? I think I'm going to be a clown. Our friend Jay told us he was going to be a clown, and typically every year for Halloween, we have a party at our house. It's like the only time we ever host a party. James and I were like, what if we had a clown-themed Halloween party and encouraged the people who came to dress as clowns? So I'm planning on being a clown. I think I'm going to go for like the black and white clown, maybe sad, and then just like, yeah. I mean, I've never been a clown, but I'm really into the idea. I think it's pretty controversial. Some people really hate clowns, and I think that's completely justified. Jesse asks, what is your most and least favorite types of tea? My favorite type of tea is definitely matcha, which is in the green tea family. I freaking love any type of green tea. Also, licorice root tea is just delightful. I can't get enough of that. Least favorite tea might be, I don't know what it is, but there is an ingredient that tastes like actual licorice that is not licorice root tea. I don't know what it is, but I do not like it. My mom has it in some sort of detox tea. I think the Yogi brand detox tea has it, and I just think it's yucky. Also, one time I had dandelion root tea. I think maybe it was burnt, like whoever made it for me. The water was too hot or something. It tasted so bad. So bad. I'd be willing to go back and try it again though. I've heard some good things about it, and it's good for you. Flesh and Bone says, do you use references when drawing in your sketchbook? Yes, I do. Sometimes I don't, but percentage-wise, the times I don't use a reference is like 10% or less. I always use references. I think they're really important and such a valuable resource, and like, I don't know how anyone can just like draw off the top of their head. I know there's people that do it, but I'm not that person, and I think it's vital to use references, especially when like you want to grow or explore, or there's some sort of weird thing where artists have created this idea that using references makes you weak or less of an artist if you can't just like pull ideas out of your head and know exactly what stuff looks like. But I think references are the bee's knees. Do I regret saying bee's knees? Yeah, I do. Mr. Edda says, how do you keep going when the art you make isn't as nice as you would like it to be? I mean, when you just start out and your skills are not that developed. So I'm hoping that even though your skills aren't developed per se, that you love making art and that's why you started. And that could be the momentum that keeps you going. Another thing that could keep you going is you want to be able to produce things that match your vision. That's kind of what drove me. Like, I was so frustrated with the way that I created art versus how I thought I wanted my art to look. And I feel like I've fought really hard to make that closer together. I don't think there's ever a point where your skill level matches what your mind envisions your art to be. Like, it just can't keep up. So I'm constantly still in that flow, even though you might look at my art and YouTube videos and everything and be like, she is good to go. I'm so sorry. My window is open and there's definitely some sirens. Definitely some sirens. I think it's definitely normal to feel discouraged, and you have to decide if you love making art enough to keep going. And obviously the love for art fluctuates and your motivation fluctuates. You might come back to it later, even though it feels like you won't. It's just like such a ebb and flow process. So just trust that it's gonna be okay. I mean, everything's gonna be okay. Mackenzie asks, what was your Sparkle dream job, Sparkle, as a kid? Did you always see yourself as an artist? This is actually a question that I love to ask people, especially people I've just met. So I actually remember what I used to say when I was little, because you know, when you get into a new class, usually in elementary school, and they make you fill out those like questionnaires about yourself. And I remember writing it, and on a lot of those questionnaires, they had you like draw a little illustration for whatever your answer was. And I remember it so vividly. So sometimes I would say teacher. Don't know why. I do not know why. I don't want to be a teacher. And when I was drawing it, I feel like I knew I didn't want to be. I just wanted to answer the question and not think, which, you know, more power to me. I know I wrote marine biologist. I feel like most little girls put marine biologist for some reason, because like dolphins were in some way desirable. And then I also wrote comedian. And pop star, which, okay, reach for the stars, Lee, reach for the stars. I was pretty serious about the comedian thing for a while. As I grew older, I think I discovered that wasn't for me. I know I put artist a couple times, but, oh, and vet. I definitely put vet. I never had like one thing. I feel like I just kind of mixed it up because I was like, who cares? I'm 2 years old. No one cares what I want to be when I grow up. But thank you for the questions. My Instagram followers, you are all gems and special little sparkly stars. I will TTYL. I hope you like the pieces I made. I am so happy with them. So happy with them. It's Tuesday, September 13th. What have I been up to? Last time we talked, I think I was talking about my new prints. I've just been making art and not much else. I've been getting ready for... Not even really getting ready. I've been ordering the supplies to ship the larger prints. Along with that, I realized that my 5x7 thank you cards that feel vintage at this point, I have a lot of them left, but they won't fit or roll into the shipping tubes well. So I decided that I should design something that would fit in it. I ordered some boxes that are 3.5 inch by 3.5 inch by 18 inches or something. So I did a 3 inch by 5 inch design that should fit in the boxes. It also will fit in 4x6 envelopes, which I ship stickers in sometimes. So I digitized this a bit, and I worked on this yesterday. And there's something about digital designing that hurts my brain. I'm just not made for it. It isn't for me, and it's hard. It's very hard and out of my wheelhouse. So I started designing this thank you card, which I think has turned out pretty cute. Here it is. I did like halftone and black off-white background. I'm gonna fit the text into the heart. I wanted it to feel, I don't know how I wanted it to feel. This is just how it turned out. On my old one, I had pictures of Toadie and Herc on it, which I thought was really cute. This design feels very aged to me. Maybe because I've looked at it a lot, maybe because it is very aged, but this is the new one. It doesn't necessarily feel like me for some reason. I think it's just because I went really cartoony, like especially with this little illustration I did of me and Toadie and Herc. Though I do think it's very cute. It doesn't feel very Lee to me, which, whatever. Do I care? I don't know. I'm gonna move this text around and maybe like change the size of some of the text down here. And then I think it's cute, so whatever. I posted it to my Patreon to ask them what they thought, and they were like, it's cute, but fit the text in the heart. I'm like, of course, guys, of course I will. Everyone thought it was cute, so I thought that sleeping on it would make me feel like more sure of what I thought about it, but no, I feel confused still confused. I'm gonna work on that, and then I also need to figure out what I want to put on the front, on the like design side. I typically like to make it look like a little print so it's more keepable, more hangable, more useful than just like a business card type situation. So I don't know what I'm gonna put on the front. I usually just do a collection of like all the work I've done. Anything I have scanned, I'll just like put it on there, but that's kind of a lot of work. I would love to have like three designs instead of like 10. But I'm very torn. I do like to have the variety, so if someone orders more than once, they'll get maybe a different thank you card / business card. I'm very undecided. Okay, this is what we have so far. So as you know, this is the backing. I fit the text into the bubble. I still think it's cute. I'm gonna leave it. I'm not gonna do anything, it's gonna be fine. And then I did 3 little designs for the fronts. Hoping this is in focus. This is my main inspo. I've already like posted this. I've used it as a Patreon podcast, little design. I love it. It's the Patreon sticker for September. Very cute. And I put it on this film photo I took back in Alaska, and I thought that was really special. So I drew up this little design, and it was a little harder to place on a photo because it's not as like block color, it's more busy. Then I did this one, which I think is nice, but I don't know if I love the colors that I made for the photo in the back. I just really like this one, and the other ones just don't feel like it. This one's definitely my second favorite, so I think I'm gonna mess around with the photo a bit more and hope for the best. I do like the little cactus thing. I think that's cute. I have always loved this photo. But yeah, I think it will be cute to do 3 different designs. I don't know if I'll keep them all like this, but we shall see. Hi, it's Wednesday. No, it's Tuesday, September 14th, I think. 14th. I'm working on editing this video. I'm making all the preliminary cuts. I just animated the little transition animation with the dog. I love making the transition animations. Like, I love making those. It's probably my favorite part of video editing, is having a reason to create a little animated thing. Yesterday, a Cincinnati artist, Evan Borelli, I think is his last name. I'll put his handle on the screen and some of his work. He makes these like car illustrations, but in like an almost cute way. He likes to use like the neon pinks that I like and makes them cool, and he's not like a car guy, but he just kind of likes cars, and it's just, I love the car illustrations. He makes other work, but it's the cars for me. He messaged me yesterday and asked me if I wanted to be in a small show he's curating, and I agreed. So I'm going to be bringing in 3 pieces to, I think it's called Flow OTR, this weekend. It's a pretty quick turnaround, so I rifled through my originals that I have at home, and I just picked out 3 ones I did last year that I still like. I still think are cute and look cute as a little set. I'm gonna get those framed and then drop those off Saturday or Sunday, which is weird because I don't show my work anywhere. The only times I've ever shown my work is I've put it in a coffee shop downtown, like when I first started as an artist, and then I showed once at Hansy, which is a local shop here, like 5 years ago, 4 or 5 years ago. Other than that, like, I don't show my work, so this is kind of a fresh experience for me, and I'm kind of excited. It's not something that I'm really interested in. Like, I'm not drawn to do any type of show, gallery, anything like that. Like, I don't want to set stuff up. I don't want to price things. I don't want to socialize. Like, I don't, But since this is such like a small, it seems like very casual and small, and I've already met Evan before, I'm like, I'll do it. Real cool. It will be real cool, yeah. Yeah.
Hello, everybody, and welcome. What's this going on?
I think
Patreon?
your
Or...
head went.
Yeah, my head's cut off. That's funny.
I was more like filming the frames. I wasn't really filming
Yeah.
this. But you can move it up.
Hey, everybody, this is Lee, and I'm James. And today we're gonna put paper behind her paintings.
That we did yesterday.
Stay tuned.
Which color do you think would look best on this one?
Yellow.
The light yellow? This?
Yeah. Ooh, that's nice too. No. Oh, this is nice. What are you gonna do for the big one?
I don't know.
I would think maybe they could be different or all the same.
You think maybe they could be different or all the same?
Well, I don't know, man.
This is the one you liked the least, but I like that one.
Not that one anymore. Yeah. You want to do something with these?
Yeah. I think this one will look pretty on the yellow.
Yeah, I agree. This frame's fancy. I told him. Nice. Upgrade. That's how you talk on YouTube.
It's awesome.
Once you're done with it, I'll show it to him.
Okay.
Upgrade. This had a white background before. Now it's
Vanilla.
what?
Vanilla.
Now it's vanilla. See? This is cool. That be covered?
Yeah. Do the trademarks.
You're wild.
Why the way I do it?
I could never.
I find that putting the time into measuring it still makes it look messed up.
Because the painting isn't technically perfect.
And I put in all the work to measure it and it just feels like a waste of time. So I'd rather eyeball it and have it just be imperfect and put less effort in, you know?
So you know it's a Lee classic.
Classic.
Yeah, a Lee classic. Oopsies.
Nice, hold the other ones. Okay.
This is perfect for a hallway.
In a hallway.